Alright guys, hello, welcome back to another modern video. So with regionals February 4th being modern, and then a couple of weeks after that we're going to have a modern open in Dallas, and then a couple of a week after that we're going to have team unified modern at the Grand Prix in San Antonio. So I think I'm going to take a break from just brewing modern, and I will start focusing on like tier modern decks that you might see and that you might want to be ready for. So this first one, I had a few reservations about doing this because this is going to be the deck that I personally will take more than likely to the team GP in San Antonio, and a couple of my teammates I just told I didn't want my list to get exposed, but I think it's for the greater good. It's kind of straightforward. So the deck we're of course talking about is the deck that got the ban hammer during this last ban. It's known as the Menace of Modern. It is Dredge. So Dredge, you lost Golgari Grave Troll. Um, that is a pretty big hit on the deck, but the deck is still runnable. It's just about a turn or two slower. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna just run this through a league and see how we do. So the list I'm taking, and I'm running a little bit different land base than a lot of Dredge decks. So I'm running only 18 lands. A lot of them will run 19 or 20, and they'll run fetches and shock lands. I'm running the Rainbow Land mana base, which is four City of Brass and four Gemstone Mines, and then I'm gonna run one basic Swamp, one basic Forest for the Blood Moon decks, and hopefully get that. And then we have two Dakmor Salvages, which is the Dredge Land, and then we've got three Black Cleave Cliffs, which is the Black Red Fast Land, and then three Copperline Gorge, which is the Red Green Fast Land. So for the creatures, it's pretty simple. It's the same creatures that's always been there typically. We have four Insolent Neonates, four Narcomoebas, four Bloodghast, four Prize Amalgam, four Stinkweed Imp, and replacing Golgari Grave Troll, we're trying out Golgari Thug. It's only a Dredge 4 instead of a Dredge 6, which makes it a hair slower, but I think we can get around it. And then we got three Life from the Loams and three Conflagrates. Pretty simple. We have one Rally the Peasants. A lot of people are running the Devil now, but I'm going to stick with Rally just because the extra buffer, is okay. The creature might have Undying on the Devil, but this gives the team +2/+0 instead of +1/+0. Also, my list, I'm running four Simian Spirit Guides and three Cathartic Reunions, just to kind of give us that extra push on turn one, possibly. A lot of times, though, you will have to be prepared because a lot of Dredge players that are running this version of the list will side these 7 slots out. Like these 7 slots on the draw are not near as good, and they can sideboard in their sideboard tech against you. So sideboard I'm choosing. I've got two Abrupt Decays. For people who try to go Chalice on turn one, or just other forces of artifact removal that aren't on turn one, things like that. I've got one Knot of the Bone for burn matchups, which could become relevant. For Nature's Claims, for affinity and things like Chalice, things like Rest in Peace, just anything that wants to hate on us. Black Leyline, we need those. One Ancient Grudge, just kind of as value for affinity, things like that of that nature. Two Lightning Axes, which is good against Jund and Bant Eldrazi and just things that get too big. Um, two Dark Blast, which Dark Blast can just steal a game away from Infect. They play a creature that we ping it away, we ping it away, we ping it away. And then instead of running Black Leyline, I'm electing to run Ravenous Trap, mainly because a good Dredge player will play around the Black Leyline. They'll just draw until they get a Nature's Claim, but they can't really defend against Ravenous Trap. So, I mean, once they get a big turn going, and then you can just Ravenous Trap them and just set them way back, and this will break open a bunch of mirror matches. So the only thing I'm debating of is whether I want to mainboard the Dark Blast versus the Rally of the Peasants, just because the hedge our game one matchup against Infect, and that could be correct, but I think for now we want to just try to aggro out there. Just because Dark Blast, there's a lot of matchups that Dark Blast is just not very good against. So I mean, and Rally's always really good because it just gets you there, just in case you can't get a big conflagrate. So all right, we'll try this out and run it through a league, and we'll see what happens.